Toastmaster's motto. For better listening.
For better listening.
For better thinking.
For better thinking.
For better speaking.
For better speaking.
We learn by doing.
We learn by doing.
Learn by doing.
Toastmasters Club mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience
And
Positive learning
experience
in which members are empowered
in which members are empowered
in which members are empowered to develop communication
communication
and leadership skills,
leadership skills,
resulting in greater self-confidence
resulting in self-confidence and personal growth.
personal growth.
The Toastmasters promise. As a member of Toastmasters International,
Member of Toastmasters International
and my club,
my club,
I
promise
promise
to attend club meetings regularly,
Club meetings regularly,
to prepare all of my projects,
prepare all of my projects
projects,
best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters
basing them on the
Toastmasters education program,
education program.
prepare and fulfill meeting assignments,
to prepare and fulfill meeting assignments,
to provide fellow
prepare
members
for and fulfill meeting
to
assignments
Provide
fellow members
with helpful constructive evaluation,
constructive
to help the club maintain
help the club maintain
the club maintain the positive
friendly environment
the positive friendly environment
necessary for all members
necessary for all members
learn and grow.
to learn and grow.
To serve my club as an officer, treat my fellow club members
With
called upon to do so,
called upon to do so,
and our guests with respect and courtesy,
and our guests with respect and courtesy,
and
bring guests to club meetings
bring guests to club meetings
meetings
so they can see the benefits Toastmaster membership.
so they can see the benefits of
Toastmasters membership offers.
So thank you very much. You can take your seat now. Okay, welcome again. As a reminder, in Toastmasters, we are not allowed to discuss sex, politics, and religion. Mute the microphone unless called upon to speak. It is recommended to have your video on. May I call now our club president, Toastmasters Jack Cañete, to preside the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Herman, for opening our meeting. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our first meeting as IMG B1 Toastmasters. And as your president, I now call this meeting to order. At this juncture, may I call on our secretary, Ma'am Ann, Toastmaster Ann, read to us the previous minutes of the meeting.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. President, TM Jack. IMG B1 Toastmasters Club number 7801-344, minutes of meeting, demo meeting number 4, held last Friday, July 31, 12 noon, via online meeting. There are present 22 members, 3 absent members, and 1 guest. Sergeant at Arms TM Herman Ramero started the meeting at 12:05 p.m. with the singing of Philippine National Anthem, recited the club mission motto and Toastmaster's promise, and called upon the President TM Verhely Cañete to officially open the meeting. And President Cha Cañete welcomed the guests, and reading of minutes of meeting was dispensed. Our Toastmasters of that day are DTM Maria Teresa Villanueva, General Evaluator TM Benifer Consolacion, our grammarian TM Rolando Arregl Jr., and word of the day, lackadaisical and benevolent. Our act counter TM Gian Aledia, our timer TM Jasmine Consolacion, award master yours truly, and our theme was I Am Grateful. Our best of the best table topics, TM Cheryl Martella, TM Marlon Bautista, and TM Mark Douglas Batacan. General Evaluators report by TM Benifer Consolacion congratulates all the role players and recommend the following. First, encourage to start the meeting on the exact given time, 12 noon. Second, suggested to start the introduction in the right sequence or order. First, TM motto, next club mission, and TM promise. Next, recommended to all the table topic participants to always end their speech with conclusion. Encouraged to pause instead of using filler words. And avoid mentioning thank you every after speech. Use back to you instead. Advise to only use one word of the day. The next meeting will be today, August 7 at 12 noon using English language. And the meeting was adjourned at 2:17 p.m. Mr. President TM Jack.
Yes, Toastmaster Anna, thank you very much. At this point, may I request everyone if you have some correction or if you have something from the minutes being read to be corrected, you can raise your hands so that we can correct accordingly and hereby approve and adopt it thereafter. So may I request everyone if you have some comments on the minutes read by our secretary? You can raise your hand or you can unmute yourself if ever you have some corrections or needs to be updated or corrected.
I think we have to include recommendations coming from GE Ben Dimzon about the time that we have to start 15 minutes prior to the scheduled time, which we did today.
All right.
May I also suggest, TM President, that the minutes of the meeting should be provided to the members prior to its meeting schedule.
All right, noted. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Joy. We will note accordingly and apply on our next meeting. All right. Anything else? Hearing none, I now carried out the provided additional information and corrections by our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Herman, and our VP for Public Relations, Toastmaster Joy. And with that correction, I hereby approve and those meetings read by our secretary to be adopted. Thank you very much. And all right, at this juncture, may I welcome our guest for today. As far as my list is concerned, I have only here guest Angelina, if I am not mistaken, as our guest. The rest are already members of IMG B1 Toastmasters Club. I am open for correction. If there are some members or there are some guests that is not been acknowledged, please correct me. I am not very familiar with all the names, but as far as the list is concerned, I only saw guest Angelina as our guest so far. So let us give Toastmaster or guest Angelina a round of applause. Right, so thank you very much. All right, so at this moment, we will proceed to the main agenda of our meeting. So to introduce our Toastmaster of the evening, let me call myself, Jack Cañete, as your Toastmaster of the day. Okay, so welcome to our first ever IMG B1 Toastmasters Club meeting number 1 with the theme, The New Beginnings. As I mentioned, a journey of 1,000 miles start with a single step. And I believe that this meeting that we have right now is the first step that we need to do in order for us to develop our leadership and communication skills. I would like to acknowledge the one who make this IMGB on Toastmasters possible, to our DTM, Toastmaster Maria Teresa Villanueva, and DTM Joey Villanueva, as well as with Campi Toastmaster President, Toastmaster Ben Consolacion, and the rest of the members of Campi Toastmaster who supported us to make this IMGB1 Toastmasters Club possible. And to all the officers who accepted the challenge to be in front, lead the new members, develop what you have inside. Leadership and communication is a skill that we have, but most, if not all, covers or hide those talents. Ended up that we haven't, or we cannot, or we haven't maximized the God's given talent. And this Toastmaster is a venue for us to develop, enhance, and use those skills that you have to help our members be a good leader, be a good communicator, to inspire whatever ventures that you want to do at the end of our journey. I hope that you will be with us all throughout, enjoy, and be comfortable with our meeting. And of course, I would like to reiterate that Toastmaster IMGB1 is our venue to make mistake, right? To explore your talents and abilities. And of course, with our evaluators, we will note and improve thereafter. So don't be afraid to make mistakes, to be corrected. We have our good mentors, which will somehow help us and bring us to the right venue of improving our communication skills. And today, I am not alone. We have with us a group of meeting leaders who has different tasks and responsibility to monitor our performance as we move ahead on our meetings. We have, I will call them one by one, and will give us their role and responsibility on how they will keep our meeting in order. First in the list, let me call on our counter. So to read us his or her role as an accounter for today's meeting, may I call on Toastmaster Johanna Delipene. Can we give her a round of applause, please? Yan. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and guests. The purpose of a counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a scratch or pause failure by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase as such, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used this expression. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Johanna. At this juncture, may I call on our grammarian, Ms. Akara Kinivesta, to read to us her role for today. Ms. Kara, go ahead.
Good day to all of you. So, while the timer pauses time during a meeting, the grammarian pauses language. A big challenge in a public speaking is to avoid crutch words whenever possible. Like, these are some of the most common space fillers used in speech, and the grammarian tracks occurrences of each word, providing an overall tally at the end of each meeting. The grammarian also notes any bad grammar and incorrect word usage that might occur. But it is not all doom and gloom in this role. The grammarian also tracks and reports on good language, interesting phrases, inventive word choice, and speech creativity in general. Additionally, the grammarian provides the word of the week for each meeting. You are all encouraged to use the word throughout the meeting. At the end of the meeting, I will provide a report tallying crutch words, word of the week usage, and any creative language or word use that has occurred. So for our word of the day, the word is copacetic. Copacetic is an adjective word which means in excellent order or very satisfactory. For example, I hope that the first IMG B1 Toastmaster meeting will be copacetic. Back to you, TM Jack.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kara, for your role. And now may I call on our timer to read to us his role again. Toastmaster Dr. Joy Villahermosa.
Good morning, Toastmasters. My role is as your timer today. To be a truly effective speaker, a person should be comfortable in speaking at a varying lengths. Sometimes a long speech is required. Other times, a brief toast is more appropriate. It is also important to be respectful of the amount of time you have been given to speak. As a timer, it is my responsibility to let all speakers and participants know if they are still within their allotted time. For formal speeches, could range anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. At 5 minutes, the green color will be raised. At 6 minutes, the yellow color will be raised. And at 7 minutes, the red color will be raised. And will remain on until the speaker finishes his or her speech. The speaker is given 30 seconds to wrap up his or her speech. For table topics, the speakers, they are given 2 minutes to deliver their speeches. At 1 minute, a green color will be raised. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, the yellow color will be raised. At 2 minutes, the red color will be raised and will remain until the speaker finishes his or her speech. The speaker is given 30 seconds to wrap up his speech. For speech evaluator, they are given 2 to 3 minutes to finish their evaluations. At 2 minutes, the green color will be raised. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the yellow color will be raised. And at 3 minutes, the A red color will be raised on and will remain until she or he finishes her or his evaluations. Once called upon by the Toastmasters of the day, I will report the time used by each speaker in every segment of the meeting. Go back to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joy Villahermosa. All right, so proceed further. May I call on our award master, Toastmaster Amor, to read to us your role for today's meeting.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jack. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
As a word master, I will be awarding this afternoon for 3 categories. Best table topic, best evaluator, and best prepared speech. I therefore encourage everybody, please vote for each category on the private message we have in our chat today. Just send me private message. Votes will be collected and I will report the winners and award them at the end of the meeting. They will be awarded as follows: best table topics, best evaluator, and best speaker accordingly. Back to you, Toastmaster Jeff.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Amor. At this juncture, may I call on our General Evaluator, who will help us improve our meeting and communication skills. To read us his role for today, may I call on Toastmaster Ben Consolacion.
To our Toastmaster of the morning or the day, our President Toastmaster Jack, to my fellow Toastmasters and guests, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Allow me to say my sincerest congratulations to IMG B1 Toastmasters Club in our first ever formal meeting. I truly believe this will be a copacetic meeting, having all the role players ready and able to play their roles. As your general evaluator for this afternoon, it's my role to give the overall assessment on how the meeting will run, and I will give my report at the end of the meeting. The objective is to provide to as many as members as possible, but especially the evaluators, on how they have done well and how to offer some suggestions for improvement. I will also comment on the overall planning, preparation, as well as the atmosphere and the dynamics of the meeting. Before we will be ending our meeting, I will be giving my honest evaluation on how truly copacetic meeting we have this afternoon. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator Toastmaster Ben. Today, we also have our speech evaluator. And since we have 2 speakers, we also have 2 evaluators. At this juncture, may I call on these evaluators to read to us their role of today's meeting. May I call on Toastmaster Gina, who will be our first evaluator to our first speaker. Toastmaster Gina, I don't see here her name here. All right, Toastmaster Teta Tess, what will be the procedure if the evaluator is not here?
Since DTM COE doesn't have any role, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening, probably you can assign it to me.
Yes, thank you very much, Toastmaster Tita Des. May I request Toastmaster Joey to be our evaluator of our first speaker. Toastmaster Joey, DTM Joey, Distinguished Toastmaster Joey Benenobe, can you please help us know your role for today?
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It is my privilege and honor to evaluate our first speaker for this meeting. And I believe that the speech is icebreaker, so we wanted only to hear from the speaker how is he or he will deliver and introduce himself to us, member of IMG B1 family. And we're going to see the strength and maybe suggest later on how the speaker is going to improve more on the next speech. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Joey. To evaluate our second speaker, may I call on also her evaluator, Toastmaster DTM, or Distinguished Toastmaster Tess Villanueva.
Mr. President, it is my and Toastmaster of the day, good afternoon to everyone. It is my honor and privilege to evaluate our second speaker in her first icebreaker speech. And I believe being an icebreaker, I can expect a copacetic organization of his or her speech. And then for the information of our timer, for the icebreaker, they are only given 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, the green color will be raised up. And then at 5 minutes, the yellow color will be raised up. And at 6 minutes, the red color will be raised up and will remain on until the speaker will finish his or her speech. Congratulations in advance to our second speaker, and I am looking for a copacetic speech. Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Distinguished Toastmaster Tess. Thank you very much, leaders. And are you all excited? Can I see a thumbs up, please? All right. All right. Okay. So I now see a lot of thumbs up. So I believe that you are all excited with our next sequence of events. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the first part of our program, okay, which is, of course, the prepared speech session. And today, we are so lucky because we have two brave speakers who are willing to conquer stage fright, who are willing to conquer and show their skills in public speaking, and most importantly, who is willing to share what they have inside as a speaker. Our first speaker is a native from Daan Bantayan, Cebu. He is happily married to Miss Jasmine Arreglo and presently working at Ashto Trading and Contracting Company. I asked him what is his best quote or favorite quote in life, and he said, "Never a winner never quit, and quitters never win." Ladies and gentlemen, our first speaker for today with a speech title, "Who Am I?" Toastmaster John Arreglo. Our first speaker, Toastmaster John Arreglo. Can we please give him a round of applause?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day, Jack Cañete. Who am I? I am God's greatest creation. created in His image and in His goodness. But am I perfect? Have I lived according to the plans and will of the Lord? Distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, beloved guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let me answer those questions by telling you more about myself. My name is Rolando Arreglo Jr. I am my late father's namesake. I was born and raised in a small town in the province of Cebu. Life then was very hard. It was so difficult. We are 9 in the family. I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. My father juggles from being a farmer to a fisherman, from being a carpenter to being a mason, and all other kinds of odd jobs just to feed his family. My mother was a plain housewife, but he supported my father by selling dried and fresh fish. Did all those challenges hinder me from pursuing my education? No. I made them as my inspirations. I made them as my motivations. It made me even more strong. It made me more even determined to pursue my education. I graduated as one of the top of my elementary class and proceeded to top my secondary class. With all those achievements, with all those accomplishments, I earned a government scholarship. And eventually, it became my passport in attaining my college degree. Right after my graduation, I started working so that I will be able to provide for my family financially. I also supported my older brothers and younger sisters' college education. I work in different fields. I work in the services. I work in the manufacturing. I work in the academe. I work in the business process outsourcing. Got married and blessed with a beautiful daughter. But then I realized that with my local job, I could no longer support the 2 families. So I pack up all my things, bid goodbye to my mother, bid goodbye to my lovely wife and my daughter, and I ventured abroad. Now, fast forward, after more than 6 years of working away from my family, more than 6 years of sacrificing my life away from them, all I need is to give them the best things in life. Am I perfect? No, absolutely no. Human as we are bound to commit mistakes. But it is not a matter of how we commit all those mistakes. What matters most is how we learn from those setbacks. We move forward with a greater passion to live this life in accordance to the will of the Lord. Have I lived according to the plans and will of the Lord? For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to support you and not to harm you. Plans of a good hope and a good future. Such a beautiful promise to us by the Lord to His brethren. But then again, life is never easy. Life is full of burdens. Life is full of sacrifices. Life is full of tribulations. Yes, I stumble, but I get up and ask for forgiveness and mend my ways with our Lord. Who am I? This is me. I am God's greatest creation. I am not perfect, but it is my mission in this life to live in accordance to his will. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster June Asiglo. Wow, very impressive speech. Right. So this juncture, we will proceed to our second speaker. Our second speaker is also a native from Cebu City. He is happily married to Erickson Mortella and presently working at King Faisal Specialist Hospital. I asked her what is points do not matter if the rose is on top. Our second speaker, Toastmaster Cheryl Mortella with her speech title, My Life's Journey. Fellow Toastmasters and Toastmasters member, may I call on here in the webinar our second speaker, Toastmaster Cheryl Mortella or D. Guzman Mortella. Can we give her a round of applause?
Right, my life's journey. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good day. Speaking in front of you is Cheryl de Guzman, fondly called Chikoy, second of the 5 siblings, and I am known in the family as the not so smart kid. Compared to my other siblings, I need to study hard enough just to make my parents proud. Whilst my other siblings enjoyed the benefit of being an honor student consistently, it looked like for me, I have to beg for it. Even how I study hard, I was not included in any recognition days until I was in 3rd grade. I landed as 3rd honors, but not in academic, in religion. So my father, who set a very high standard for all of us, told me, Cheryl, just choose from the old clothes your elder sister used from the last year's awarding ceremony. Me, who was so excited to give that announcement to my father, yet that's the only reply I got. And to add insult to injury, Papa did not even attend that event. That marked a deep wound in my heart, but instead of losing hope, I made it as a motivation to better myself every day. Fast forward, high school years, I finally made it. And I can see the proud father every time my name is called to the numerous awards, plus 5th in the class. And this time, it's academic. College years, I told myself, I will make him more proud. My sleepless nights were not wasted, as I was consistently Dean's listed, graduated with honors, selected as best in rendering in nursing care by the hospitals we affiliated, and best of all, I was top 11 in the board. Now I can say my life is copacetic If I was so weak to give up, if I let my emotions control my life, I should not be who am I today. Currently, this not so smart kid before is now the retention officer at King Faisal Hospital and Research Center, also known as the co-founder of Healing Hands Foundation, cited as one of the influential Filipina in Gulf countries, a recipient of the Gold Palm Tree Award for People of Great Service, and a proud financial literacy advocate. Each one of us is unique, but what made me special, what made me different, is the fact that I always stay positive in any given situation. I see failure as an opportunity for me to grow. Most successful people, they failed many times, but instead of giving up, they see many different ways to achieve their goals. Fellow Toastmasters, in life, we have the freedom to choose which action you will take. Whatever road you choose, make sure it's leading you to your dreams. And if things won't happen in your first attempt, so be it, but never give up. Remember, we shine if it is our time. Back to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Wow, thank you very much, Toastmaster Che. And thank you very much as well, Toastmaster June. You nailed that. All right, and Toastmaster, IMGB1 Toastmasters, indeed very proud to both of you. Our first ever speaker on our first ever meeting in IMG Toastmaster B1. You inspired us, basically, and you inspired us to continue and also volunteer ourselves to be the next speaker on our upcoming meeting. Okay, so at this juncture, we will have our second segment of our meeting, and I believe this is where you are so excited, isn't it? Which is our table topics session. Are you prepared? No one is answering me if they are prepared to answer the table topics question. Are you prepared and are you excited to answer our table topics question? Okay. I don't know if you are happy or if you are anxious, but I believe this is one of my favorite topic or session in Toastmaster. This is where I always won with my wife's argument. All right, so our Toastmaster, our table topics master was born in Cabuyao, Laguna, but grew up in Pinamalaya, Negros, Oriental Mindoro. Her father came from Negros Occidental and her mother was raised in Katbalugan, Samar. Truly in her blood runs being a Bisaya, but unfortunately was not able to speak Visayan language nor able to serve her relatives on both sides of her parents. She said that's the saddest part. On the contrary, she is happily married and contently married to Mr. Barry Gento with adorable four ladies. She is presently working at International Philippine School in Alcobar as junior high school teacher. She always believes that in life, we experience joyful, glorious, luminous, and sorrowful moments that will make us a better person of hope and faith. Hello, Toastmasters. Let me introduce to you our table topics master for today, Toastmaster Victoria Gento. Can we please give her a round of applause?
All right. Welcome to the most exciting part of our Toastmasters meeting, the table topics. Toastmasters want to challenge members to develop their impromptu communication skills, to effectively think on their feet by answering unrehearsed questions. We also want to give every member the opportunity to speak at each meeting. We do this in table topics. Table topics is designed to develop 4 essential communication skills: listening, thinking, organizing, and speaking. Today, I will be asking questions about our theme of the day. A journey begins with the first step. All right. And and the speaker is asked to answer for 1 minute with the maximum of 2 minutes. You still have 30 seconds to wrap up your Every speaker is also encouraged to use the word of the day, copacetic. Okay? Are you all guys ready for the table topic session? Are you all ready? Let me share this wheel of random picker. Okay, before this, sorry, let me first have the first question. This is the first question. Do you have a dream? Do you have a dream or goal that you've been chasing for a very long time? Do you have a dream or goal that you have been chasing for a long time? So this question is for you. Nancy Malibong.
Muntik na ako ron.
Right? So your question again, do you have a dream or goal that you have been chasing for a very long time?
Who's the guy? Me or Nancy?
Ma'am Nancy?
Because in the shows my name was there.
Oh.
James?
Yeah, Toastmaster Rodolfo Rendal.
Why do you say choose me first? Okay. Before anything else, thank you, Toastmaster Victoria Ginto, my sister. Again, the question is, because I didn't focus, can you say again the question?
The question is, do you have a dream or goal in life that you have been chasing for a very long time?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, before anything else, good morning, fellow Toastmaster, to all of you. Yeah. As a matter of fact, those dreams I'm already achieved now because I'm already 50 years old in this life, in this world. Yeah. So those dreams are, I didn't expect that will come to me, that one day I become a rich man, rich guy, a millionaire boy. I didn't expect this to happen because I was born at a very poor situation. Difficult. When I get to college, I need to carry the sack of rice in Kadiwa Center in Cavite and then study at night. So this dream I didn't expect to come to me since I was too much unfortunate in the Philippines. But you know, the fact is that God gave me this one. One day I found myself on the altar of the Baclaran Church. I said to our Mother Mary, do not look at me, look at only on my children, because they need the material, the material necessary in their life, in our lives. And then just to work. And after that, I become a contractor in our country, become a businessman. So, and then the opportunity comes. That okay. That's all. Was there. So thank you very much. To God that will give to us is things in life is to be. God is very compensating in my life. Back to you, Toastmaster Victoria.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rodolfo Rendal, for that wonderful answer. Now for my second question. Do you think people have less goals as they get older? Why or why not? Do you think people have less goals as they get older? Why or why not? This question is for you. Sir Mark Douglas. Again, I'll repeat the question. Do you think people have less goals as they get older? Why or why not?
Hi, good morning to every one of us. It's grateful to be here. I'm here again. My name is Mark, and I love this table topic. Everything is copacetic. Yes, of course not. Because every people, when they grow old, there's a lot of copacetic things that he or she met. She gathered, she collected, she experienced, and these things, these significant things, these most capacitic things that he has or he had is his treasure to the current situation for the new generations. And whatever it is, money, everything, wealth, health, there are the most capacitic things or capacitic gifts that he had on the younger age. Back to you, PM Victoria.
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mark Douglas. Okay. Now let's have the third question. The third question, what are your short-term and long-term goals? What are your short-term and long-term goals? This question is for you. Mr. Marlon Bautista. Again, I'll repeat the question. What are your short-term and long-term goals?
Thank you for that question, PM Victoria. For my fellow Toastmasters, good afternoon, and distinguished guests. My short-term goals for now is to develop my skills, which is correlated to my long-term goals. Short-term goals such as skills like this public speaking, because I believe that interpersonal communication skills, public speaking skills, and leadership skills is very vital in achieving my long-term goal. My long-term goal is to build an empire, a business, a company, a corporation that can sustain, that is profitable, and also that will bring livelihood to the people. So my short-term goal, every time that I do something, I correlate it with my activities now, which is my short-term goals. And that short-term goal will be accumulated and in time will grow, will develop to achieve my long-term goal. And in that, I believe that every day that we are doing our best that we can, either long-term, mid-term goals, or long-term goals, we will arrive to our destination, which is, I think, and I believe that all people should be like this. Plan for your short-term goal, your mid-term goal, and plan for your future, for your long-term goals. That's all. Back to you, TM Victoria.
Wow, thank you so much, Toastmaster Marlon. Okay, now let me have the fourth question. This is my fourth question. How do you motivate yourself to reach your goal? Or how do you motivate yourself to achieve your goal? I repeat, how do you motivate yourself to achieve your goal? This question is for you. Madam Toastmaster Pearly, are you there? Is Ma'am Pearly here in the meeting room? I think she's not around, so let me call another one. How do you motivate yourself to achieve your goal? This is for you. Timi Jamal. Okay. Is Mr. Jimmy here? I saw him get inside our meeting room earlier. Not around. Okay. So let me continue. So again, he is not around. Let me choose another one to answer the question. How do you achieve your goal? What motivates you to achieve your goal? Toastmaster Herman Ramiro. Toastmaster Herman.
Can you repeat the question, Toastmaster Victoria?
How do you motivate yourself to achieve your goal?
Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, good afternoon. How do I motivate myself? It's a very hard question. Can I ask you that question? How do you motivate yourself?
You can do it, Toastmaster Herman.
Yes. At the moment, what comes in my mind, how do I motivate myself to achieve my goal? I motivate myself to achieve my goals by having a daily list and work with this list, work with this list, act and monitor if this to-do lists are achieved, and I was shocked really. So after you, Toastmaster, that's all.
It's okay, Toastmaster Herman. All right. Let's give a hand to Toastmaster Herman. Let me proceed with the next question. Okay. Here is the next question. What do you do when someone is against your goal? What do you do when someone is against your goal? This question is for you. Madam Toastmaster Annie. Madam Toastmaster Annie.
Yes. Good afternoon. I
Good
consider
afternoon.
Toastmaster as my first step to become a copacetic speaker. If ever someone against me on achieving my goal, first, of course, I need to tell or convince myself that I can do it. I am motivating more of myself by attending workshops, seminars, and of course, be with people who have shared same passion with me. And of course, with determination and perseverance, I want to give my best in my ability to deliver my speech to my future listener with dignity and passion in a copacetic way possible. And I want to share to all of my fellow Toastmasters by taking this first step, little by little, even though you have someone or other people against you, altogether, for sure, we will achieve this journey together. That would be all. Back to you, Ma'am Vicky Ginta.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster Annie. All right, now let's continue on with my next question. Do you have any dreams or goals that you feel unrealistic? Do you have any dreams or goals that you feel unrealistic? This question is for you. Ma'am Yeyen Cabalar.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster. I hope everything is in copacetic in you. Actually, I have. I have a dream that is, well, we can say unrealistic. That dream is to put up my own business, I mean, a bake shop here in Jeddah. It sounds unrealistic, knowing about the regulations, the government, and of course, the pandemic that's going on. It sounds unrealistic, isn't it? So I have to put everything in my list in copacetic. It has to be in order. But then, even if it is in order, it still sounds unrealistic. But then I cling on to that belief that ask God anything that is impossible. If I can remember the right term, ask God what is impossible for Him to do it. I'm so sorry, I cannot remember the right term, but it's a very nice, and I always cling to that. I always cling to that saying. Think of anything that is impossible so that God can do it for you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster Yeyen Cabalar. All right. The heat is on. No? I think everybody gets excited with all this question. I still have 3 more questions here. This is my next question. What is something you never learned to do but wish you had? What is something you never learned to do but wish you had? This question is for you. For Gemma. For Gemma, are you there?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes.
Table topic master
Thank you.
Vicky. For me, I have a one goal in life that I want to be to know, no, to learn. It's about planning software such as Primavera and Microsoft project, but most of all, I want to know this Primavera software because it will help me to reach my goal to being someday a construction manager or project manager. Because this Microsoft software, this this Primavera software will give me knowledge to do what a complete schedule for construction projects. But I don't exert much effort to do this in order to learn about this software. So therefore, I have lost my time and don't have enough knowledge to do this. But of course, I don't give up and still encourage myself to learn about this software. Hoping in the near future I will master this software in order I can create and can manage any construction projects in the near future. Back to you, table topic master, uh,
Victoria.
Miss Victoria.
Thank you.
Mrs.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jamart. All right, now let's move on to my next question. What do you hope to have achieved by the time you're 60? What do you hope to have achieved by the time you were 60? I repeat, what do you hope to achieve by the time you were 60? This is for you. I guess this is our guest today from Laila from Korea. Ma'am Laila from Korea. Ma'am Laila, what do you hope to have achieved by the time you're 60? The limelight is yours, Madam.
Hello po. Nabigla ako. hindi, hindi ako nakapag-prepare. Kakapasok ko lang kasi anyway. Mostly kasi sa mga personally plano ko talaga after 60 kasi retirement naman yun na mga edad, syempre. Wish ko lang kasi na makabisita kasi na kasi ako dito sa Korea. Parang life dito na yata ako mag-forever sa Korea kaya wish ko lang na in time na pag-uwi ako ng Pilipinas or bibisita ng Pilipinas ba yung hindi ako namomroblema ng financial, yung parang ganon. And then also, syempre, yung mga anak ko kasi, syempre, dito sila sa Korea maninirahan. At least, hindi din sila parang, hindi nila ako ma-feel na pabigat ako sa kanila. Yung parang ganon. So, parang financially stable ba for being 60? Parang ganon ang gusto kong ma-achieve. Hello po.
All right. Thank you, Ma'am Laila. All right. Thank you po. And now, for my last question, I think I have reached my time. What dreams in your life are not yet realized? What dreams in your life are not yet realized? This is for you. Ma'am Grace Labajo.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to the colleague, Mrs. Vicky Ginto. There's so many dreams of mine that I haven't realized yet, or it's not happening yet at the moment. And one of them is being financially stable, or having businesses that can make me stop working, or can sustain me financially with my whole family. And of course, one of the greatest dream that I am really planning to make it capacity in a way of saying is to have a farm, and a self-sufficient farm. And that is one thing that I really looked forward to. I really work hard for it, dream for it, take every opportunity that comes my way in order for me to make that dream realized one day. And that will be my retirement dream. That will be my family's retirement dream, because I love farm, I love gardening. My kids love nature. We love nature basically. And that is the dream that I am really hoping one day that God will give it to me. Of course, I need to work hard for it. We need to work hard for it, especially in terms of finance. And thank be to God that I've met IMG, that leads me for sure to be financially stable one day, and will be able to purchase this property one day. We don't know where, basically, perhaps in Cebu or some nearby places in Cebu, but one day it will come true. I just need to pursue my dream, work hard, and focus the goals and plans that we have in life. Thank you. My table topic, Mrs. Ginto.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster Grace. All right, that ends the table topic session. I enjoyed being the table topic master today. May we have our timer's report, please? Our timer, Dr. Joy.
Okay, so thank you so much, our table topic speaker, our table topic speakers, and of course our topic table masters, table topic master, Vicky Ginto. Now, for those, it was really a copacetic presentation of all our table topic presenters. Congratulations. And for all of them, they presented their topics within the frame time, or the time frame allotted to them. That all of them, or no one, exceeded on the allotted time. For Rodolfo Rendal, he completed his talk in just 1 minute and 50 seconds. For Mark Douglas, 1 minute and 13 seconds. Marlon Bautista, 1 minute and 53 seconds. Herman Romero, 1 minute and 26 seconds. Anne Rose, 1 minute and 14 seconds. Ian Cabalar, 1 minute and 40 seconds. G-Mark Labajo, 1 minute and 50 seconds. Laila from Korea, 1 minute and 15 seconds. And Grace Labajo, 1 minute and 51 seconds. Back to you, topic master, Vicky Ginto.
All right, that is an amazing report from the Toastmasters timer. Thank you so much. Now that ends my role. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, thank you very much, Toastmaster Vicky. A very compositive way of presenting our table topics. Kindly let us give a round of applause once again to our table topics master, Toastmaster Vicky Ginto. Lakpakan po natin ulit. Alright, thank you very much. And at this juncture, may I encourage everyone to please cast your vote. First and foremost, to the preferred speech speaker between Toastmaster Che and Toastmaster June. And as well to cast your vote to our table topic speaker which are all qualified, kindly send your vote privately to our Toastmaster Amor, right? Our award master, for him to tabulate and award later on at the end of our session. Thank you very much, everyone. All right, so we are now in the moment of truth. Are we performing well? What are those things that we need to improve? How we can make our meeting better on the next day? How we can improve our public speaking skills? To help us know how we can improve ourselves moving forward, may I call on our General Evaluator, who will help us assess on how we did our meeting for today. To give us his evaluation and the reports as well of our meeting, may I call on Toastmaster Ben Consolacion. Let us give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Our president is like I said, we are on our third segment of the meeting. And I truly believe this segment is one of the most important part in any Toastmasters meeting. Without this segment, I believe that we were not able to improve ourselves. Because in this segment, as I said, I keep on sharing this, evaluation segment is the backbone in Toastmastering. Because in this part, we will be able to understand how we are going to improve ourselves. That's why we are in Toastmasters. That's why we are part of Toastmasters, because we want to improve ourselves. And for today, I will be leading the evaluation segment of this meeting. To help me in this segment, may I call our first evaluator to evaluate our first prepared speaker. No other than our very own District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Joey Villanueva.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and Toastmaster June Arreglo. What a speech. A speech that did not only break the ice, it also made us realize how it is important to look back and know ourselves. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let us give not only thumbs up, but also a round of applause, virtually or whatever, to our speaker. Toastmaster June, your voice is so powerful, oozing with confidence. I believe that that is your power. That is one of your strengths that you have to maintain every time that you deliver speeches. It is also a sense of seriousness that you are really prepared and ready for this particular speech. I believe that if you added some light moments and light stories on that particular introduction, it did not only bring the idea of awe and also the admiration, but also will give us a little way of smile and laughter. You have introduced your family, and that is part of the reason why we are here in Toastmaster, because when you delivered your icebreaker, you are not anymore a stranger. You are welcoming, and we are welcoming you in the family of Toastmaster, particularly in IMG B1 Toastmasters Club. And I believe that added with your aspiration, as well as the reason why you are here in Toastmasters. What motivates you? What is you expect that Toastmasters is going to give you? Well, at least give also an inspiration to us members to know how we are going to help you. I also believe that your introduction is so inspirational. The inspiration of an individual story, how you get out from the humble beginning and proud of it. It's like scars that become stars. It is how and why Toastmasters always starts with an icebreaker. Because how you are going to put that story that will not only motivate you, but also motivate every Toastmasters and guest that we have is already an inspiration that will give us a horizon, that we're going to look forward, that we are not going to look and see what is our pasts. Because as always, I am saying, we are not defined by our pasts, but we are going to be who we are in the future. Toastmaster June, you have started so well. It is not only copacetic, but it is more than copacetic that your speech delivered today is an inspiration to me and to everyone. I say congratulations, and I wanted to hear more of you, not only the power and how big is your voice, but also how inspiring and important is your story. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much to our first evaluator. And now we'll be proceeding to evaluate our second prepared speaker. Let's call upon distinguished Toastmaster Maria Teresa Villanueva.
Mr. General Evaluator, our Toastmasters journey starts with a single speech. And yes, our speaker for today was able to start her Toastmasters journey by giving us her copacetic speech and a copacetic life's journey. I fondly called her Chikoy. And with that, let us give our prepared speaker, Toastmaster Chikoy, a round of applause. What are the strengths of our Toastmaster speaker for today? I will try to give you, Madam Speaker, 3 of your strengths, which I felt truly convinced me that you will be one of our prominent speakers one day. Number 1, you being a conversationalist. For me, a very good speaker should have a quality of being a conversationalist. Second, I was not able to notice any nervousness in your speech. Your confidence is highly admirable. You were able to control your emotion, especially at the time when you are about to cry. The third, I like your copacetic organization of your speech. Why? You started by telling us who you are at the very beginning. Not a smart kid, a 3rd grade schooler who landed 3rd honor in religion, who was asked by his father to challenge yourselves to get more. And then when you were in high school, you were able to get numerous awards and you landed 6th in the class. It didn't end there. On your college life, you were able to get a lot of awards, be part of the Dean's Lister, and at the end of the day, landed the top 11 in the board exam for nursing. With all of those challenges, you were able to tell us that sometimes we have to control our emotions in order for us to be successful, in order for us to one day will define who we are. And that's what you are, our dear speaker. And with that, I congratulate you and looking forward on your next speech project. As to the improvements, if you will allow me, Madam Speaker, you started your story by telling to us the title of your speech, My Life's Journey. If I were you, I could have go straightly to the speech because generally we let the audience discover your title of your speech. So if I will be the one to deliver your speech, I could have starkly said, this is me, Chikoy, as they fondly called me. So in that way, you could easily attract the attention of the audience. Secondly, it could have been better if we could have also see your hand gesture, especially when you say, I did it, I made it. So in that way, I would recommend that at least half of your body can be seen when you deliver your speech. At the last, we always say that in the conclusion, it is the last statement that each part of the audience should be able to retain. So you ended I believe you ended your conclusion by saying, we shine if it is in our time. If you will ask me to leave a question to the audience, I could rather say, we shine if it is in our time. Do you? And then you say, back to you or Mr. Toastmaster of the evening. Other than that, I believe that you have the confidence, you have the courage, you have the power to organize your speech in such a manner that you will be able to be a prominent speaker one day. And I'm looking forward on your next speech projects. I will be that inspired. And I congratulate you and be proud as the first evaluator of your speech, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much to our second evaluator. And now we'll be proceeding for the Grammarians Report. For this, I will be calling Toastmaster Cara for her Grammarians Report.
Hello, everyone. Again, good afternoon or good day to all of you. So here are my reports for the Toastmasters who used or mentioned the word of the day, which is copacetic. So for Toastmaster Ben, use it twice. Distinguished Toastmaster Tess, use it 5 times. Toastmaster Cheryl, use it once. Toastmaster Vicky, use it once. Toastmaster Rodolfo, use it once. Toastmaster Mark, use it 4 times. Toastmaster Annie, use it twice. Toastmaster Yayan, use it twice. Toastmaster Grace, use it once. Toastmaster Dr. Joy, use it once. And Distinguished Toastmaster Joey, use it once. And here are the grammars or phrases that I noticed that needs improvement. So I am already achieved. Maybe we should say I already achieved. Next is to better myself. Maybe we should say it to a better self or to make myself better. And lastly, I have a 1. Maybe we should say I have 1. Also, I also noted here some interesting words or phrases. Actually, I have noted here a lot. First is venture abroad. Life is full of tribulation. We shine if it is our time. The word correlated. Build an empire. The quote, which is winners never quit and quitters never win. My family's retirement dream. Pursue my dream. And the word or the phrase that Toastmaster Ben mentioned, backbone in Toastmastering. Also, I love this. It's like scars that become stars. Also, the word conversationalist and highly admirable. That's all for today. Back to you, Toastmaster Ben.
Thank you very much to our Grammarian Toastmaster Kara. And now I will be calling our Accounters Report. That's called Toastmaster Joanna. Toastmaster Joanna.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmaster and guests, here is my counter report. Toastmaster Joy had 4 A and 1 M. Toastmaster June had 3 VAT. Toastmaster Cheryl had 1 A, 2 So, and 1 Like, and 3 Bat. Toastmaster Jack had 4 A, 2 3 Er, 2 Well, and 2 Bat. Toastmaster Vicky had 1 Er and 2 So. Toastmaster Herman had 5 A, 1 2 1 VAT. And Toastmaster Annie had 2 BAT. Toastmaster Dimark had 5 A, 3 3 2 Well, 1 So, and 1 Like. Toastmaster Yeyen had 1 Well and 1 So. Toastmaster Grace had 4 A, 1 1 1 VAT. And Toastmaster Rodolfo had 4 A and So 2. And Toastmaster Douglas had 1 A and 1 and 1 Well. And Toastmaster Marlon had 2 A and 1 So. And the person of the night, not other than Toastmaster J-Mark. That's all from me. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster, our General Evaluator.
Thank you very much to our accounter, Toastmaster Joanna. And now it's my turn to give my overall evaluation of this meeting. First, I will be evaluating in terms of our preparation and planning. Surely, before we have our actual meeting today, I've seen a lot of exchange of email. It's a good start to IMG B1. This is the process of learning. Once our Vice President for Education prepared the program, she sent to us and shared to us, and there's some correction. It was corrected. Congratulations to our Vice President for Education for job well done in preparing our. In terms of the program itself, it's well executed. As you can see, majority of the role players are here, except for one evaluator. And the good thing, we have our very own distinguished Toastmaster, Joey Villanueva, able to accept the role as another evaluator. Now, I will be evaluating to the proceeding of our program. Compared to previous meeting, as we observed, we started on time. Congratulations to each one of us. Surely this is the discipline and this is the value in Toastmaster to start on time. I would like to acknowledge also our Sergeant at Arms. Job well done, sir. For well prepared with all the slides, with the national anthem prepared before the start of the meeting. Good job, Sir Herman. Next is related to the reading of the minutes of the meeting. I believe this is our first meeting as a formal meeting. I would suggest, as I learned in Toastmastering also, the Robert's rule. Okay, that I said that after the reading of the minutes of the meeting, the president will ask the audience, are there any corrections? If there's no correction, the president will just say, the minutes are approved as read. Okay? If ever there's some correction, then the president will say, after the correction, the minutes are approved as corrected. Okay? Good start to our president. Good opening. I would just like to suggest, since you are also the TME or the Toastmaster of the afternoon, I would suggest someone should have introduced you so that because it's really an honor and opportunity to become Toastmaster of the day. And it should be introduced rightly, the person who will be doing the Toastmaster of the day. The next that I will be sharing or for my evaluation in terms of our role players, for the accounter, she explained her role and also as well as reported and practiced her listening skills, as well as to our grammarian for providing the word of the day, copacetic. And when we are providing the word of the day, we are encouraging it should be an adjective, because an adjective word is easy to be used, I could say. And thank you very much to our grammarian and also to our timer. Thank you, Toastmaster Joy, Dr. Joy, for the innovative raising a flag. Actually, I shared to him, if some other time also for other timers, if you don't have flags, you can have a background. There's a color background available in Toastmasters website, the color green, the color yellow, and color red. I suggest also to our timer, you can ask them, to all the speakers, even the table topic speaker or the speaker or the evaluator, before they will start their speech, they should pin a video, your video, so that they can see you while they are speaking or talking. It's very important because most of the time we are not aware the timing, especially we are doing the Zoom. It's very important for the timer to remind from time to time that they should pin the video of our timer so that we can see the time. Okay. Next, of course, our award master is very ready. Now, he keep on asking our votes. Congratulations to our award master. Okay. And now I will be evaluating. I will be giving my evaluation also to our Toastmaster of the afternoon. Great job, Toastmaster President Jock. Great start. It's really, I appreciate how you started our formal meeting. You have the power, you have the energy, you have the control. If me allow so, in any Toastmasters who are here, when we become a Toastmaster of the afternoon, we should always acknowledge our district director, distinguished Toastmaster Joy. Of course, he has a role today. If ever he will not be playing any role, we should always acknowledge him and let him speak something because he is the head of our district. Also, when we are introducing our speaker, just say like this: the name, speech title, speaker, like what we have today. Our first speaker, Toastmaster John Areglo, with speech title, Life Journey. Life Journey, Toastmaster John Areglo. Should be short. And also, I would like to suggest also to those who will be becoming Toastmaster of the afternoon, one sentence introduction to all the role players. At least when we introduce the accounter, we can say, our accounter believes that dreaming is very important, like one sentence, so that rather than calling straight their names. And then I would like also to our speakers, I believe it was evaluated. I could suggest to our next speaker, it's great also when I learned in Toastmastering, it's great also to always, before we start our speech, it's great to acknowledge always our Toastmaster of the day. Before you start your speech, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, good afternoon. You can start like that. I'm just suggesting. And of course, for our table topics, this is a good thing. I keep on sharing this. Great job to our table topic master. Thank you very much, ma'am, for innovative way in doing table topics, having this wheel of names. It's a good way, and also your way of doing it. It's part or related to the team. I will suggest to our table topic master, if there's any guests, or before we introduce our role as table topic master, it's very important to mention this. While you are explaining the role of as table topics, it's very important to say, for our guests, you have three options. First, either you can introduce yourself. Second, you can answer the question. Or third, you can do both, in which you can introduce yourself and answer the question. Okay? For our table topic speaker, allow me, because since we are on the process of doing these things, I would say that we are improving a lot in terms of how we started our first demo meeting. Here, I could say that people really doing their part in answering the question. Good job to all the speakers. I could say sometimes we are out of words. Go back again, I keep on telling, go back to your personal experience, because your personal experience will drive you or will guide you itself. And always, one of the speakers always sharing, I believe. I think in table topics, it's good to have this conviction. I believe when you are talking. Okay, I also suggest that in our next meeting, I know some of you, your videos are not available the time you are given the chance to speak, but this is in Toastmasters Zoom meeting. I would suggest if we could turn on our videos when we are being called to speak. Okay? And then I suggest to all the speakers, when you are attending any Toastmasters meeting, read the program and see what is the theme. And just bring, from the theme, just bring one quotation or any saying, so that when you are called in table topics, you have something to say. Because any quotations or any beliefs you have with you, you can elaborate and you can carry it on. That's why the secret in any Toastmaster and table topic, you should have some quotation with you so that it will be ready. And finally, to our evaluators, we have seasoned evaluators. Thank you very much for your honest and straight evaluation. Truly, you shared to us how to evaluate. It's very important in Toastmastering, the sandwich approach, as Ma'am Tess specifically mentioned. She mentioned our strength. She mentioned the improvement that should be done. Thank you very much for this great evaluation. Truly, maybe we are feeling the scars. One day, we will be stars in public speaking. This is a good start to each one of us. Let us continue learning. And always, when we are learning, we should have fun, because we learn most in the moments of fun. Once again, I'm your General Evaluator, the company president, and one of your sponsors. Now, at this juncture, I will be calling our awards master. With him, our president and vice president for education. Toastmaster Amor.
Thank you, General Toastmaster for the day, General Evaluator for the day. Let me announce the best table topic for today. Let me take this opportunity to turn on my video, because usually my signal is going down when I turn on my video. Okay, for this moment, let me announce to you the best table topic for today is Toastmaster Marlon Bautista.
Thank you.
I think there is problem also with our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jack, regarding the
My
certificate.
apology, everyone. I am out of battery of my laptop. And unfortunately, I left the power cord to my office. So the certificate will not be shown at this moment. Hopefully, you will understand. Nonetheless, congratulations, winners. I am using now my mobile phone to continue to this meeting.
Well, this is our new normal. This is the new normal now. So we go to the best evaluator for the day. Our best evaluator, no other than Director Toastmaster Tess Villanueva. Then it's the best, for the best of the day, best prepared speech. No other than Toastmaster June Arreglo.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, General Evaluator of the Day, Toastmaster Ben Consolacion.
Thank you very much to our award master. And now I will be calling our Toastmaster of the Day, our very own president, Toastmaster Jack Cañete, please.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ben, for your honest and really straightforward evaluation. And personally, I really admire how you give us the evaluation, and for sure, it will help us a lot in moving forward, in improving our leadership and communication skills. Thank you very much to all the evaluators, to all the speakers, and table topic speakers who are brave enough to answer those questions from our table topics master. At this juncture, we will have a short educational session by our distinguished Toastmaster, Joy Villanueva, for our role players seminar or educational session. May I call on our distinguished Toastmaster, Joy Villanueva. Can we please give him a round of applause?
Thank you very much, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Again, good afternoon. Now the question is that, are we ready for our meeting roles and responsibilities? Where we're going to highlight now your roles so that the next time around when you are given an opportunity to do the roles, then you are going to do it with the bests. Now, who are the assigned role players of the day? The first one is, of course, the Toastmaster. The Toastmaster is supposed to be the program coordinator of the Toastmasters meeting. In other words, he is not only the master of ceremony, he is or she is the person that organizes the meeting. So her involvement or his involvement will start from the preparation of the meeting agenda, the program itself. So the Vice President Education and the Toastmasters of the meeting is going to help each other prepare the agenda. And all the role players, as prepared by our Vice President Education, as it is reflected in the agenda, will then be confirmed by the Toastmaster itself. So the Toastmaster is going to call each participant. Why? Because the Toastmaster is the one who is going to introduce all the speakers and the participants in the meeting. In other words, he should or she should know how to introduce the speaker. For example, if you're going to introduce the timer, then you are going to say that our speaker is always strict on time. He comes on time. And every appointment is always on time or sometimes ahead of time because time is important to him. Our timer this morning is Toastmaster Dr. Joy Villahermosa. In other words, you should have at least an idea if that particular person related to the role that he is going to do. So you're going to describe him and introduce him related to that particular role. So remember, the Toastmaster will always be there. Well, our general evaluator told us, especially in the Toastmaster, in presenting and introducing the speaker. Well, it is correct that we're going to do the presentation and introduction of the speaker on their name and the title of the speech. But generally, this rule is applicable and observed in Toastmaster during the speech contests. But in Toastmasters meeting, we can get some more variety. And some of this variety, of course, is that you're going to tell us why that particular speaker is speaking that particular topic. For example, if I'm going to speak about family, then you will introduce me as a married individual. So I have the responsibility and authority to speak about marriage. Because if you will tell me that our speaker is single, then people will say, how come that he is a single and he is talking about marriage? So it means that you have to find out why that particular speaker is going to speak about particular topic. So that at least in the beginning, the audience already will know that, oh, this particular speaker is an authority on the speech, so we have to listen to him. So Toastmaster, you are going to be the overall coordinator of the meeting. The success of the meeting depends on you. You should be not only the introducer, not only the person that will organize, that you're going to start the meeting and end the meeting on time. So you're going to talk with the timer with this one. Well, table topics master is very simple, isn't it? So don't be afraid if you are the table topics master. Meaning you are going to prepare very interesting topics and questions, or if they want them to expound on certain things like, for example, quotation, then do it. But of course, don't make it very hard that the person has to study doctorate like the Toastmaster Dr. Joy in order to answer the question. It should be very practical. Why? Because we wanted our not so confident member, the timid member, the shy member to get up. And when the subject or the table topics is too hard, then the speaker will be losing confidence. So because he doesn't know, he doesn't understand, he doesn't have any idea of that particular topic, then he could not or she could not explain or contribute. So make it very simple, but not so simple that it is not also inspirational. So make it inspirational, especially like, for example, tell us your greatest experience in solving problem. Well, what is your greatest experience of your first love? So, in other words, when you talk about experience, everybody has an experience. Or if doesn't have experience, then he can talk about experience of other. But we have to tell what is the reason why we have table topics, what is the purpose of table topics, and the purpose of table topics is, of course, to prepare us to talk in 2 minutes time with sensibly. In other words, you're going to have the beginning, the body, and the end. And to do this one, you have to include your experience. So the table topics master should make sure. And of course, you are going to limit your table topics participants to the person that doesn't have any major roles. So those people that not given a roles in a particular meeting, you are going to call them. And yes, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ben, is saying when we're going to call the guest, then they don't know what's happening in Toastmasters meeting. So tell them that they can, of course, answer the question or courtesy of introducing themselves. And when you are the speaker, you are going to make sure that your speech is according to the objectives. As I mentioned, especially when you are going to speak on icebreaker, you're going to introduce yourself. But you are going to follow the outline of Toastmaster. And what it says, that when you introduce yourself, you're going to bring back the story of your family, but you have also to include why you are here in Toastmaster. What do you expect Toastmasters will do to you? And when you are here in Toastmaster, what will be the expectation of you want to be when you are already a member of Toastmasters? Before, you are so shy. I wanted to have the confidence of talking to people. So when I have in Toastmaster, I will now be given an opportunity to run as barangay chairman in the next election, or mayor in the next election, congressman in next election. So that is how we're going to do it in the speech. Now, when you are the when you are the general evaluator, where our general evaluator had told us and show us how it could be. Yeah, you are going to prepare to introduce the evaluators one by one to deliver the report. And of course, remember that when you are an introducer or like a Toastmaster also, you are going to have a whole authority on that particular segment. So you are going to make it a very smooth transition. So when you call the first speaker, connect it to the second speaker, connect it to the third speaker, connect it to the fourth speaker, or how you are going to call them. So for example, if you are going to call for the evaluator, you get one aspect that the evaluator said, and then connect it with the next introduction of the next speaker. But this one should be very quick, you know. So that is the general evaluator. And of course, you are going to evaluate the whole meeting. If you can see a very good way to improve the meeting, then do that suggestion. But of course, you are not going to go over with all the suggestions in that particular review because we don't have enough time. You just select the best 1, 2, 3 suggestions that you wanted in general evaluation. And of course, make sure that that evaluation will always be positive. Now, speech evaluator is always going to focus on the how we are going to help the speaker. Remember, in a Toastmasters meeting, the star of the meeting are the speakers. So we are there to give our assessment and how we're going to help the speaker. So as our general evaluator had told us, make it like a sandwich evaluation. What is sandwich evaluation? That you're going to do what is the best the speaker did, and then after that you have to do your suggestion, and then what is the very best. If this is the first one is good, then the best on the end. Or very specific. Our general evaluation as of now, as I have demonstrated in my evaluation, I work and start with what is the one that I observe. I observe, for example, Toastmaster June has a very strong and confident voice. And I believe, I told him in the end, that this has been very good with lighter story, something that the people will smile or something that will laugh, so that the seriousness will be balanced with laughter or smile, so that it will not be serious all the time. So you specify what is good, and then you specify what is the suggestion. It is sandwiched in in two statements that are already in one statement. So in other words, you tell us what is the best, and then as your suggestion in that particular place. So that is number one. And then you go on up to three at least. And then timer. Timer, so I believe that we have very good way of doing it. Timer is always timing the beginning and the ending of the meeting. So if we have 2 hours meeting, we have to start from the beginning up to the end. So if we are already having a less time, then advise the table topics master, the Toastmaster, that your time is now have to shorten, or the general evaluator has to shorten the evaluation. Why? Because the time is we ran out of time already. So the timer should not only be timing the speaker, but timing the segments and also the speech time, the total time itself. If it is 2 hours, then we have to stick with 2 hours. If we are running out of time, then tell people that they have to cut short of their roles because of the time. Why? Because we wanted to train you to be on time in the beginning and on time on the evening. Now, on the evening, on the end. I know I will tell you how to do the was this one background later on, no? on the timer. And the grammarian is very good. They as presented by Toastmaster Kara. We're going to make sure that you are going to have the word of the day. Make sure that the word of the day understood by everybody, so that they're going to start using it until such time that it becomes their ordinary vocabulary, is an additional word to be added in their vocabulary. And what is very important is what our grammarian did. Okay, you may be the best grammarian, but you have to do it in such a way that you are not going to hurt the feeling and the sensitivity of people. So even though you feel that it is wrong, in Toastmaster will still be positive. So let's say, I heard somebody talk about this one. I believe that the best way to express is like this. So you don't say that I heard somebody telling this is wrong. And then if somebody is there listening, then you heard or he heard that it is wrong, then finish. He is not going to, he is always going to remember what you said wrong. And every time that he's going to speak, that wrong is always in his mind, in her mind. So every time that he's going to open his mind, these are all wrong. So here in Toastmaster, we don't say wrong. I heard somebody speak to do this one, and I believe to express it, he could or she could also express the best way, I believe, is like this. In other words, that is not wrong. It is not also right, but this is how it is best expressed so that people can understand. So this is how we are going to do. There is no wrong. The reason why we are going to put is this, is that it should always be positive. And then a counter. A counter is very important because sometimes we always use this as the way of thinking. So when you are thinking, you say, yes. So here in Toastmaster, if you are tempted to say, then stop, pause, think, and speak. So this will not happen if you are not conscious. So to make you conscious, then there is an counter, so that you remember that, oh yes, somebody is going to count my So you're going to pause, think, and speak. But well, it is in the beginning until such time that you are confident. When you feel that you are not anymore shy, you're not timid, then you will immediately disappear. But thank you very much for a counter, very specific. But in order for us to sometimes to maximize time or to minimize time, we can just tell us who's the person of the evening. Now, if we start with our meeting with a prayer, it will also be good. Somebody is going to have an invocation, but we have different religious affiliation here, so maybe it's better that we will start with our Pambansang Awit or national anthem. It is good. Then it will also be good if we will have a joker of the day. But the joker of the day is that the way that we are going to incorporate in our speech later on. So it will be good if we will have like that. Now we have our vote counter, and I believe that why not you use our poll technology in our Zoom. So if you are the vote counter, maybe you will also the Zoom master, and you're going to do the polling at the end, so that at least it will be easy for everyone to just click who will be the winner, no? And you can prepare. Well, was that if our Toastmaster will need the help of parliamentarian, then we can also ask somebody to be our parliamentarian in order to make sure that we are learning correct parliamentary procedure in our meeting. Now, if you are a club officers role player, then you have also role in meeting. So the sergeant at arm usually start the meeting and correct. Now, I wish we have already then the Pambansang Awit, then we have the motto, and we have the mission, where the sergeant at arms do it first, and then we follow. I believe that for the promise, the Toastmasters promise, because it's already mentioned or it's already flashed in the screen, we will not anymore wait for the sergeant at arm to read it and then we will follow. I believe that we will just do it all and read together. So we just put our hands in our heart, and all of us is going to read. We will not anymore wait for the Toastmaster to recite it and we will do it, so that at least we can minimize time. For the mission, for the motto, maybe the Toastmaster will do it first and then we will follow. But for the promise, we will do it together because it's already in the PowerPoint. So we will read together so that we will have some, we will minimize some time. The president will always be there to preside on all the meeting, and the president has done it already. The vice president education is there to make sure that what happened, and when we prepare the agenda of the meeting will also be the agenda that we'll be using, that making sure that everybody will have their own suggestion of what role they're going to do in the next meeting, so that at least part of the agenda will be finished already. The public relation make sure that when we have the agenda, it should be shared to everybody, so that those who wanted to join us and be the guest will know when our meeting and what time. Membership, the president or the vice president membership is all make sure to make an invitation for all our IMG members and guests, if they could come and join us in our meeting and become a member later on. And then when you are the secretary, yes, our secretary has done it best, and as requested, if the minutes of meeting has already been prepared, to disseminate it, so that later on, when we are already familiar with how a secretary's report is done, maybe we can dispense the reading of the minutes. But for now, I think it's better that we read the minutes, because remember, the reason why we are here is to train each other. So this is a training of secretary, preparing minutes, reading the minutes, and distributing it. And then, of course, keeping it on file so that we can transfer it to the next secretary later on. The treasurer is only on the collection. We have done the collection, and thank you very much. We have already submitted the application to the Toastmasters International. It is only a matter of time when we will officially be chartered as a Toastmasters organization or club here in IMGB1. Now, to conclusion, as always, Henry Ford is saying that coming together is beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. Toastmasters 7 Club is a very big dream that nobody can do it alone. How can you be a Toastmaster, Evaluator, Timer, and all of this role player at the same time? You cannot do this one. We need at least 12 to 15 people to do this. And the more we are, then the better we could be. Okay? Now, I wanted to just add, if you're going to see, if you go to Toastmasters, you're going to go to the resource library. That is this is the Toastmasters resources. Even you are not a member, you can go to the resources. This one is the resources. And then you put Zoom background. Then the Zoom background will come here. See? All of these are Zoom background. This is the timer zone. Okay? So this is the timer zone. So all of us should put this one as part of our background. So that, for example, I am the Toastmaster of the meeting. When I am going to put my background, so I will just choose the background now. When it is already the beginning of the time, for example, 5 minutes for the prepared speech or 4 minutes for speech, then I will click green. So you will see it's green already. Now, when it is already time for yellow, you click yellow and it will be yellow. When it is already time for the final, for the 7-minute speech or 6-minute speech, you click red. So your background will be red. No need for you to show the red or yellow color because of your background when you are the timer. So this you can also red. Now, since I have also shown to you the backgrounds. So for example, our I want my background with the core value of Toastmaster. So you will see at the top, you will see integrity, respect, service, and excellence. These are the core value of Toastmaster. If I wanted the light color, then you will see this is the light color. So we will try also so that every time that you speak, we know that we are in Toastmasters meeting because the logo of Toastmaster is there. And one more thing, see, for example, we have already our Toastmasters. When you are a Toastmaster, then, for example, I am the best evaluator for today. So unless we are going to have our next evaluator done, it's not here, but I'm going to share this there. For example,
Toastmaster Joey, we did not see your screen. Toastmaster
you could not see my screen. Oh, I'm hiding it. Sorry. There. Okay. So you'll see who you are seeing in that screen. Wow, you have our best speaker. So you will see the ribbon as best speaker. For example, you are going to have our next speaker. Our ribbon is what? A ribbon for best table topics. Okay, so I can also do that one. So if you go back to your background, and then I will look on my background and I will say add. Then I will add best table topic, for example. So I put the image, and then I will say best table topic speaker here. So I will do it there. There's also I am now the best table topic speaker. So you can see. Also, we can use this one in the next time around when we are going to have our what's this one? Our meeting. We prepare for it and make sure that we can add this one as an encouragement to many of our speakers. Then, Mr. President, if there is any question, then we are very happy to answer if there is any, if we have still time.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Joey. I think we need to give Toastmaster Joey a round of applause again.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
thank you for the round. Make it square.
Talagang round. Okay, I think we are running out of time already. So I just need to take this opportunity to thank everyone for coming to our first meeting. I hope that you enjoy our meeting, and I hope that I also give justice to my role as the Toastmaster of the evening or Toastmaster of the day. And I would like to thank everyone, all the role players for the job well done, and to the officers who who did their best to arrange this meeting and to get all the confirmation from the role players as well. I think that's all for today. And see you all on the next meeting.
Mr. President, the awards, the certificate is already.
I'm sorry. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Ben. So I think we need to go back to the awarding because we don't have the certificate prior. May I request again our award master to read to us the winners and take the pictures as well. Toastmaster Amor.
Yes, thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Jack. Again, we are going to proclaim our winners. The best table topic for the day, Toastmaster Marlon Bautista.
Thank you.
Master Bali.
Toastmaster Annie, can you share the screen, please?
Can I share my screen?
Yes, Ma'am Tess, can you?
Thank you. Sorry, 1 minute.
Okay, can everybody see my screen already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Toastmaster.
Okay.
Yes, table topic, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Marlon Bautista.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Apologies to the quality of my camera.
And the best evaluator of the day, District Toastmaster Tess Villanueva.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now the best prepared speech of the day, Toastmaster June Arreglo.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations to all winners. Back to you, Toastmaster President Jack.
Sir Jack, unmute ka po.
Sorry. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope that you enjoy our meeting. I hope that we all learn how to become a better communicator, better leader, and with the help and guidance of our mentors, Toastmaster Joey, Toastmaster Tess, Toastmaster Ben, and the rest of us, we can make it. We can be a better person. This is the new beginning. but it's a journey. So since it's a journey, along the way, we will learn a lot. And hopefully, as what Toastmaster Ben said, we will enjoy, and hopefully you will enjoy as well in this journey. And see you all on the next meeting. It's my honor and privilege to become your Toastmaster of the day. And thank you very much, and congratulations to all of us.
Can we have the group photo, Mr. President, when all of the videos are open?
Yes, Toastmaster DTM Test. Can you please turn on your videos so that we can have our first souvenir for our first meeting?
There. Toastmaster Annie, Toastmaster Vicky, yan, Ma'am Laila, si Ma'am Malibong.
Hindi ako makapicture at naka-cellphone lang ako.
Yan, si Ma'am, ayan. Si Ma'am Annie, okay. So let's go, 1, 2, 3, smile.
Smile.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and see you next week.
Adjourn. You adjourn, President. Mr. Jack, you adjourn the meeting.
Yes, I now adjourn this meeting. Thank you very much, and see you then thereafter.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
We'll start at 2:30 for our next seminar.